Now, when it comes to being incarcerated, there's going to be certain things that you do not like and that you hate about being there. Alright? For example, you're going to hate that you're around only dudes, no females, somebody else telling you what you can and cannot do, when to eat, when to sleep, when to shit. You know, not being able to do things that you would do while you were on the streets. Not having your freedom. These are examples of certain things that you're not going to like about being in prison. For this video here, I'm going to be telling you one other thing that I hated the most while I was incarcerated. So sit back and let's get into it.
Haha, Dom the best. Finna be this way till I EOS. Take it how you want, nigga. Yeah, I'm a pro. Fuck around and bust your lot while you're at Vizzo. I hate to be this way, but I live for the moment. Waking up every day, show me an opponent. Shanks on deck, hitting bitch with locks. So much pool, I can even start you from the box. You don't wanna pay rent, got me bent. Got lax on deck, your money was well spent. Vultures on the prowl, so don't try testing. Step 2 comes violent, first steps finessing. You a hold down man, suitcase this. My cell phone and my charger don't walk with a limp. Get it knocked off or missing, you gon' get it. Next time I see your ass, you gon' leave airlifted.
What's up, y'all? You already know, man. K-Fraud TV back in the building. Y'all go ahead and do me that solid favor, man. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe button. And also make sure you hit the notification bell so you can see it first. I want to tell everybody, welcome back to the channel. For this one here, I'm going to be telling y'all one of the things that I hated the most about being incarcerated. Alright? Told y'all in the intro a couple things that it's common knowledge, you know, that everybody's most likely going to miss while they're gone. And I'll repeat them again just in case you missed the intro. Of course, you're going to miss not having your freedom. Of course, you're going to hate that someone's telling you what to do, when to eat, sleep, shit, etc. Of course, you're going to hate that you're around nothing but dudes. There isn't no females in there. You know what I'm saying? Other than the workers, other than the staff, the correctional officers. You see, those are common things that anybody is going to miss, okay? There's a couple other things that I missed while I was gone as well. But for this one here, I'm going to tell you one of the things that I hated the most about prison, alright? And it's something that literally stuck with me forever. And it actually helped me grow up and become more mature and take things into my own hands, you know, and realize that I'm my own man. You get what I'm saying? I'm a man before anything. You feel me? And like I said, the list goes on and on about things that you will either miss while you were gone or things that you will hate while being locked up, alright? For me, the one thing that always stuck with me that I hated so much about being in prison, besides some of the other things I already named, is the fact that when one person messes up, they take it out on everybody, alright? That right there is something that actually helped me as I got older in my life to understand, if I worry about myself and just myself, you know, and the people around me do the same, we ain't got nothing to worry about. Because inside of prison, inside of jail, when you find yourself getting in trouble, you find yourself hanging out with somebody that gets in trouble, or you just find yourself in a wrong dorm, no matter what happens, they're going to take it out on everybody. These are one of those things that you can't change. You get what I'm saying? If you're in a dorm and they don't want no talking during count time, and somebody gets caught talking during count time, 9 times out of 10, depending on what institution you're at, they're going to take it out on the whole dorm. You get what I'm saying? Somebody could do something that they're not supposed to do, and the whole dorm's going to get held accountable. They'll buck you on canteen, they'll buck you on the barbershop, they'll buck you on going to rec. They'll take all that away from you just because somebody in your dorm messed up. You see what I'm saying? And I know that, you know, you're supposed to learn. You know, you're supposed to rehabilitate yourself while you're incarcerated and stuff like that. But one thing I will say is, I don't feel like prison is the place where they should take it out on everybody for what somebody does. You understand? Because that's, you know, necessary at certain places and certain, you know, situations in life. But as far as prison, I don't think that it should be like that, because now you're causing more than just a write-up for that individual. That individual who was talking during count, or that individual that did whatever they did to make it to where they took it out on everybody, you know, that individual is going to be put in way more worse of a situation from inmates now instead of the guards. So it's kind of like, okay, You want to talk during count when you're not supposed to talk during count? I ain't worried about it. I'm going to take canteen from everybody in the entire dorm to where we do not go to canteen today. And one of these inmates are going to take it out on you. So if you look at it, getting a write-up, you know, for talking during count time is one thing. But getting stabbed, you get what I'm saying? Getting jumped, getting a $150, you see, getting hit with locks, that's another thing. So I feel like these guards take advantage of that. And they use inmates as pawns in a game of chess. Because these guards will literally, if you do something that they don't like, they will literally have inmates take it out on you for them by taking all privileges from all inmates. And I know you're probably looking at it like, well, shit, he shouldn't have been talking during count, right? Everybody talks during count. You get what I'm saying? It isn't like there be a dorm of 120 people and one person talks during count and then he gets in trouble and they take it out on the whole dorm. No. Other people talk and shit like that. It just be the guard will pick that one person who they don't like and they'll blame that individual. They'll call that individual out by his bunk. You know what I'm saying? And make it look like he's the reason there is no going to rec, there is no barbershop or canteen today. You see? Little things like that, I feel like the guards, you know, abuse their authority. You see? Because at the same time, prison isn't the place where you should have to worry about someone else. And let me say this. In prison, everybody worries about everybody else too. You see, that's what makes it such a difficult time. Makes it to where you're going to have such a problem while you're there. Regardless if you want to be a part of the problem or if you're the problem yourself, it's still going to find you some type of way. Because one person action gets taken out towards the entire dorm. You see? And it could be the littlest shit. You know, it could be when chicken day on Tuesdays, you know, people like to sneak their chicken back to the dorm and sell it. $2, $2.50, $1.50, depending on, you know, what they're selling it for. And somebody can get caught bringing it back, and the whole dorm will take it out on that one individual because the guards will blame that individual for the reason that we're on lockdown now. But then again, out of the 100 people that was in the dorm, about 50 of them brought the chicken back. You see? Just, he got caught. So at the same time, it wasn't like he was the only one doing it. A lot of people were doing it, but they made it, you know, safely. They touched down with the pack. He got caught with his piece of chicken. You see? So it's like the littlest things, but they take it out on everybody. You get what I'm saying? I've been in institutions when it came to count time. You know, you got to sit on your bunk. You got to have your bed made, of course. You got to be Class A, which means have your entire uniform on, shirt tucked in and everything. And want your shirt tucked in while you're sitting down. You feel me? And you literally got to sit there on your bunk during count time and wait for count to clear. Now, while I was at this institution during this count time, it was totally different than any other institution I went to. This camp right here had its own way of doing their count. They wanted it to where no reading utensils were allowed on your bunk. No food, no MPs, can't listen to music, you can't talk, none of that. You got to just sit there like this and wait for count to clear. And you look around, everybody's doing the same thing. Just sitting there, right? And it was so bad that when you're on your bunk waiting for count to clear, it isn't like it's 1, 2, 3. You get what I'm saying? They got to get a count of the whole institution. And then you got to wait for count to clear. So you may be sitting there anywhere from 35 minutes to an hour and a half. Just sitting there like this. And they don't want no talking, nothing on your bed, nothing. And it's so bad to where each time when count clears, they'd put a piece of paper up on the window, like on the officer's station, with bunk numbers of who got written up a CC. A CC is where they take a couple days of your game time, you know. They just straight up, like, at the end of the month, if you're supposed to get 10 good days game time, you're only going to get 7. I believe a CC takes 3 days or something like that. So, at the end of the time of the count time, when they put it up there, whoever's name is on that bunk, like, that they put on the glass, the rest of the dorm is going to take it out on them. You get what I'm saying? Because the rest of the dorm is not going to be able to go to canteen now or not come off lockdown because them few people got in trouble for talking, you see? Now, the guard ain't going to say nothing right then and there. You get what I'm saying? He's not going to yell at you straight up. He's going to just put your name right there, your bunk name, right there on that piece of paper. So other people know, okay, well, shit, we're not coming off lockdown. We're on lockdown now because these 3 individuals right here got caught talking. And the officers be so petty that a lot of time it don't even be regular talking. It be signing because you know you're not allowed to talk. So I could be sitting here like this and you could be 6 bunks over that way and you could be like, what up, fro? What? Blah, 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 blah. And I could be like, man, you already know. And I could be signing you and you could be signing me and the guard's looking and he's going to write me down for talking. You see what I'm saying? Even if we don't do no facial expressions, even if we just straight up like sign like this without even looking. You get what I'm saying? And then just look over there while you're doing the same thing. You feel me? He's still going to write it up and take it out on the whole dorm that there was talking. You see? To me, I feel like that's petty. Because if you think about it, it's count time. You want everybody on their bunk, right? Everybody must be on their bunk so that way they get an easy count. So that way they count all the heads from each dorm perfectly fine and it don't take that long to clear the count. So why wouldn't that be the best time to read? Why wouldn't that be the best time to listen to music or the best time to eat? Because they're going to sit right there on their bunk and be counted for, right? Think about it. They do things like that just because they want it to be the opposite of the easy way. You get what I'm saying? They do that so that way they know someone's going to mess up. You get what I'm saying? It's like giving you what you know that you're going to end up destroying. You feel me? They know someone's going to talk. They know someone's going to try to eat some M&Ms or snack on something during count, try to be sneaky with it. They know someone's going to try to keep their MP in their locker but put one headphone on this side since the officer can't see from over there and be listening to music. They know people are going to try to secretly sign. You know, they know these things. That's why they say you can't do it. That's why they don't allow it. But every other institution I went to, they didn't give a damn what you was doing as long as you was on your bunk. They don't care if you had a fucking feast going on. They don't care if you had 4 or 5 different MPs laying there and you were working on them. They don't care if you were signing. You get what I'm saying? They don't care about none of that shit. They don't care if you had a stack of books. If everybody was reading, as long as everybody's where they should be during count. You get what I'm saying? And these little things make it to where the officers just want to be dickheads and assholes and they want to take it out on the entire dorm. You feel me? Now, like I said, it'd be different if nobody was doing it but that one person and they got caught. You get what I'm saying? But I've seen so many people get physically hurt by others. I seen a dude one time get stabbed up by 3 dudes. 3 dudes jumped on that dude and stabbed him all up. Just because we got put on lockdown and wasn't able to hit the canteen window because of this dude. This dude was in the bathroom. He had to use the restroom. So during count, he even asked the TA, can he use the restroom? The TA is the officer that's next to the officer. You feel me? You got usually the officer in your dorm, you get what I'm saying, or a sarge, and then there'll be a TA, it depends on how they have it. But the TA is like someone that's new. And he said, yeah, go ahead. Normally, you already know after they get the count, after they get the count of the dorm, then they allow people to use the restroom. You get what I'm saying? So he was in the restroom, and the guard came back, the sergeant came back to the dorm and caught him leaving the bathroom. So he didn't say nothing to him. He just straight up seen him coming out of the bathroom going to his bunk. So he decided to not take us off lockdown because of that individual right there. He wanted us all to remain on our bunks. So that same dude, when they popped the doors for us to go to chow, dinner, as they popped the doors and walk out, 3 dudes in my dorm, since they weren't able to hit canteen before dinner, 3 dudes in my dorm, as soon as he walked outside of the side of our building to walk down the blind spot to go towards the walkway to walk to chow, 3 dudes jumped on him and stabbed him up a bunch of times. Stupidest reason ever. And I was sitting there like, damn. Dude got wet. One officer told him, go ahead. The other officer didn't know about it. Took it out on the entire dorm because of that one dude. And then these dudes did that because they had something going on. Either they owed money to somebody and they couldn't hit the canteen window, or somebody owed them money and they couldn't collect. So they took it out on that one dude. You see what I'm saying? Like the littlest things that one person makes a mistake, they take it out on everybody. And it really wasn't a mistake. That's kind of like if the cops pull you over and one cop's asking you to go inside the glove box and grab your fucking license and registration, or go in your pocket and grab your wallet, and the other dude's telling you keep your hands up. This dude's acting like he's going to shoot you if you put your hands down. The other dude's acting like he's going to shoot you if you don't show him some type of ID. So now you're like going to grab your ID, you're leaving your hands up, but the dude that's got the gun aimed at you, that because you ain't giving him your ID, looks like he's going to shoot you even more, so it's making you want to grab, and the next thing you know, they open fire, and they wet you up. You see, when really, they're both telling you the opposite. You're wrong in either way. You see, that's how they make it inside of prison. You get what I'm saying? And I'll tell you what, when you're on the streets, of course, you worry about yourself. Whatever you do is going to make it to where it's consequences and repercussions for you. You understand? The better you are in life, the more it's going to, reflect on you. Inside of prison, it's the opposite. You cannot control the entire dorm. You understand? Think about it. If somebody came up to you inside of a dorm, inside of prison, and told you you can and cannot do this, yada, 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 this is what you do as I tell you, you do not do that, this is what I tell you to do, well, how are you going to do it? What are you going to do? You're going to look at it like that's some disrespectful shit, right? You're going to be like, man, this motherfucker came up to me like he knows me and have the nerve to talk to me some type of way. I'm going to take it as a put down. You see what I'm saying? If you come up to me and you tell me, hey, look, man, ain't no using the restroom, man, till count clears, I'm going to look around and be like, bro, color uniform you got on, bro? You rocking baby blue like us, or you rocking fucking gray? Or you rocking khaki? You know what I'm saying? You wearing the brown? Like you one of us or you one of them? I'm pretty sure it's the officer's job to say ain't no using the restroom till count clears, ain't it? Like, I'm going to take that shit offensive and I'm going to start calling you the police. I'm going to act like you work with the police. That's how I'd take it. You get what I'm saying? So anybody you go at and you try to tell them what they can and cannot do, it's kind of like you're putting yourself in a situation to already be a part of a problem right there, when really it's the guard's job. The guards are the ones that are supposed to make sure nobody does what they're not supposed to do. It isn't really the inmates. But then again, since they can't keep the inmates in control, they take it out on the entire dorm and make the other inmates, clean up afterwards and handle the problem. See, you got to be smarter than that. You see what I'm saying? And you got to realize no matter what, you will always find yourself in some type of situation, locked up, whether it's your situation or not. Because the way that it is ran, they take it out on everybody when one person makes a mistake. Straight up. If you make a mistake and you mess up, it's a wrap. And some people make mistakes and mess up when they're not even purposely meaning to. You get what I'm saying? You might be at an institution where it's normal, and then you land at another institution and you're just thinking you got it all figured out, and you go to do your time the same way you're used to doing it, and that be known as a mistake, and then they use it against you. You see? But if you were to just fall back and just pay attention at first, now they look at you like you're dumb. Because what if they do still do it the same way as the last camp? They're going to look at you like you're trying them now, like you don't know no better. You see what I'm saying? Perfect example. When I got transferred to another institution one time, they did mail call. When they did mail call, everybody walked up to the officer booth and surrounded it. It was like a big huddle. All the inmates and the guard was in there. He wasn't even saying people's names. He was just sticking, the mail up against the glass, and other inmates would look at it and yell the name out loud. And everybody would be like, yo, right here, right here. And then you give them their ID, to get your mail. At every institution I was at before and after this, when somebody is inside of the officer station, a guard, and they have mail for you, when they want to see if it's really you or not, you grab your ID and you stick it up against the glass, just so the guard can be looking, and he looks, and then he sticks it out in the flap. It's got a flap like like the drive-through at the banks be having. You know what I'm saying? And they stick it in there, and then they push the thing out, and then you grab your mail. Dude's doing mail. Everybody's doing everybody. Next thing you know, I see my shit. So what do? I grab my ID, stick my ID up against the glass. I didn't catch on that nobody was sticking their ID up against the glass. You get what I'm saying? I didn't know that. I didn't catch on. Like I said, every other place I've been before this, that's how they did it. You feel me? And every institution I landed after I got my negative adjustment transfer did the same thing. It was just this particular officer at this particular institution. Just straight up looks at me, shrugs his shoulder, throws my shit to the side, and just keeps on going through the mail. Like it's nothing. So I'm standing there like, damn, what's up, dude? Maybe he ain't see me. You feel me? I put my ID up against the glass, and I say my last name through the flap again. He's like, oh, I know, motherfucker. You think you run this institution? You want to put your ID on my glass? He was so against touching the glass. You see what I'm saying? I didn't know no better. You know what I'm saying? Every place I was at before that, the years I did before that, that's what they did at several institutions. It wasn't just like I landed at one camp and then landed here. You know, every place I went, it was like that. So I did that. Now, if I would have did it the other way, I would have been in the right. But let's say they still did do it where you put your ID up on the glass. And then I'm just standing there and I don't do it and I just say my name through the flap. Then what? I would have been wrong. Oh, you know what time it is. You don't get no mail. You see what I'm saying? So it was like at the end of the day, they bait you up sometimes. When you're in line and you're moving direct and you do it the right way, there will be curveballs that they'll throw out there that like shift and change the way that you're supposed to be doing your time. You see, so it isn't like you're going to go to your first institution, bam, and you're going to have it all figured out. That's what it is. This is what, because you could go to another camp and it could be 100% the same as the last camp, or there could be a curveball. And I'll tell you, man, some of these camps I went to, they just throw a curveball out there. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been to institutions to where every morning you wake up, you got to make your bed, and you got to take your foot locker off the ground and stick it on the end of your bed. You got to lift this big heavy-ass locker up and stick it on the end of the bed and put your shoes on top of that locker. There is nothing on the floor in the entire dorm during the day. You see? Which that was backwards, because where I was at before, your shoes must be in a certain spot. You know what I'm saying? During the day. You see? That's like, it's backwards. You feel me? I've been in institutions to where when you're inside of confinement, you got two spots that you have to stand when they come around and they do cell inspection. You know, you got like picture a wall and then the bunks on this side, and you got the back window, and then you got the door in front of you. I've been in cells to where both people got to stand against the wall like this, side by side, while they come around and do cell inspection. I also been in cells to where there is two sets of yellow feet print painted on the floor. One is against that wall and one is on this wall, and you got to stand in them feet and stand there. So you think about it. I went to the institution where it was painted first. So when I got to another institution and cell inspection, when I was in confinement, I was standing on the, you know, right where the feet print would have been painted, but they weren't painted because of how much time I did somewhere that I was used to standing right there for cell inspection. They come around, dude walks by, and they don't really care what you do normally as long as you're standing there and everything's made and shit, but they be real petty. Dude walks by, looks at my little window, keeps moving, walks backwards. Calls me up to the door, starts screaming at me because I'm standing on this wall. You see what I'm saying? I'm not where I'm supposed to be at. So I told him, oh, no disrespect, sir, but I ain't know the last camp I came to. Oh, I ain't asked you all that, motherfucker. Just go where I told you. You see, like, they try to belittle you. And really, I'm looking at them like, boy, these are the type of people that you catch on the streets and you wire their shit. You feel me? That's how I was looking at it, because it's like, I even was respectful, you know? But it just shows, like, you're going to not always be in the right. And these be the same things that the guards will take out on everybody. For instance, when I got in trouble for doing that, for being on the wrong wall when they came around, I didn't know no better. What do they yell over the intercom? They bucked us on showers in confinement that night because people didn't want to stand on the right wall. They think because they just got here that they don't have to follow the rules. See, I knew it was me he was talking about over the intercom. You know what I'm saying? My bunkie did too. You get what I'm saying? But certain people knew it was me. Talking about, oh, that motherfucker in cell such and such. You get what I'm saying? But it kind of like put me in a situation when I just was following the rules of the last place. You get what I'm saying? Now the guards want to make it look like I'm the reason they book us on showers, when really they were just lazy and didn't want to go from cell to shower, from cell to shower, from cell to shower. You know, those shower days, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, that's when they got to run back and forth, back and forth. Take one room, put people in individual showers, lock them in there. Go flip their cell, and then take another room, go put them in the other showers, top and bottom. Flip their cell, go back, get the other people, put them back in their cell, lock the door. You know, they got to do that shit and run around. So they think of anything they can to buck you on shower night, and they used me as a reason. Just like when it came to the mail situation. They tried me also and tried to blame me for the reason we didn't get to go to canteen. All because I put my ID on the glass. You see? Now there could have been some knuckleheads in that dorm now wanted to like try to jump on me or something. But, you know, nobody really cared because they knew it was some bullshit. But at the same time, they took it out on the entire dorm because I messed up. One person messed up. And really, I didn't feel like I messed up. You see what I'm saying? That's one of the main things that I hate about prison. Because it is so dangerous, and any given second, it can pop off. The littlest shit make things pop off and make things happen. And in my eyes, why would you make it to where when one person mess up, everybody gets held accountable in such a place that it can turn violent so quick? You see what I'm saying? Makes me feel like a lot of the violent situations and a lot of things that take place when people get hurt, stabbed, and wet up and stuff have to do with somebody trying to tell somebody, don't do this because the guards are going to get mad. Or doing something to that individual because the guards got mad and took it out on everybody. So a lot of times, the guards, I feel like, and the little petty rules that they make up, that they want to throw out there, or things that they want to make your time a little harder, I feel like they're the cause of a lot of problems inside of prison. And on the streets, freedom, obviously you ain't got to worry about that. What you do is what you do. And whatever comes from that is what comes from that. You understand? Now, if you hang out with the wrong person and you go somewhere and they fucking do a shooting or a drive-by or something, then yeah, you know you was in the wrong place at the wrong time. You get what I'm saying? But as far as when one person messes up, everybody gets held accountable, it is not like that on the streets. That's like saying one person in the house got bad grades. So you know what? Fucking nobody's eating dinner tonight. The family's not, no one's allowed to have dinner because one of the kids in the house got bad grades or got in trouble, so the principal had to call the parents or something. You see what I'm saying? It's like they don't take, the whole household ain't held accountable because of one person's actions inside a prison. And you got a bunch of strangers, a bunch of different characters, a bunch of different personalities. And even if you don't know them, if you don't want to know them, if you don't want to get to know them, you are around them. You are living around them. Their actions lead to how you are treated by guards. You see what I'm saying? And to me, that's just one thing that never, ever sat with me. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like coming on here and sharing it with y'all. Like I said, there's plenty of things that you can name on that will make you hate prison. You know what I'm saying? One of the top ones is being around dudes and no females. You know, that's one of the ones that a lot of dudes are going to hate. You know what I'm saying? Me, one thing that I hated while I was in prison also, I hated that, you know, I hadn't felt like a swimming pool in forever. You feel me? I missed swimming. Don't even really swim like that. You feel me? But it felt good to just be able to go swimming when I wanted to. You know, and in prison, I didn't have that. You know, ice cream. We didn't have ice cream where I was at all throughout my bed. We had like, you know, like the fucking ice cream sandwiches or the chip rounds, stuff like that, or popsicles. We didn't have like a pint of ice cream, you know, where you can get cookies and cream or cookie dough or mint chocolate chip, pistachio. Like, we didn't have shit like that. They don't have that in Florida like that. You feel what I'm saying? So I missed ice cream. Fruit. I missed fruit. You get what I'm saying? I hate that I didn't have fruit when I was in prison. You see, there's certain things that you're going to hate while you're in there. And I understand you're supposed to hate. You're not supposed to enjoy it. You get what I'm saying? But I feel like at the same time, it should not be taken out on everybody because of one person's mistake. Unless it's that one person only who's doing it. Not 70% are doing it also, but all got away with it and one person got caught, so let's take it out on the whole dorm. Because now the same fucking people who were doing the same thing that just didn't get caught are sitting back and watching the percentage of people who didn't do it jump and take it all out on the one guy that got caught. When all reality, all them motherfuckers are wrong too, because they just got away with it. You see what I'm saying? That's how I look at it, man. That right there is one thing that I hated about prison. You feel me? If there's something I missed, drop it in the comment section. If you're somebody that did time and there was little things that you hated about prison, or if you can understand where I'm coming from, if you've ever been in this type of situation, drop it in the comment section. I'm pretty sure everybody would like to see it. I appreciate y'all tuning in and watching us today. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned to the next video. And like I always say before I wrap it up, keep them rats, squares, clowns, chomos, pedos, gunners, wannabe island boys, clout chasers, lying ass motherfuckers on YouTube. Keep them all at your circle, man. Till next time, this the one and only. I am my team, Frog.
I'm a criminal, I'm a cool nigga, but I got a limit though.
I'm a cool nigga, but I got a limit though, cause I'm a criminal, yeah, I'm a criminal.